Okay, so in this video I am going to explain two-phase method. Two-phase method is itself is a big M method. Just have divided big M into two phase, and big M method is itself is a simplex method. So if you are going to see whatever the simplex method, big M method, two-phase method, all these methods generally we call as a simplex method. So just I am going to start to solve this linear programming problem by applying the two-phase method. So first I will write this linear programming problem into the form of maximization form, because there the objective function I have given into the form of minimizations and there are two constants. So just I will change into the form of maximization, and these constants I have given into the form of inequalities, so will change into the form of equation and will proceed for the process. So if you are going to write first simply write the minimization into the form of minimization form, no need to change. Then later on we'll see how to write minimizations form to the maximizations forms of objective function and proceed for the solution. x1 plus x2 subject to 2x1 plus x2 is equal to 4. x1 plus 7 x2 is equal to 7. x1 x2 greater than equal to 0. Okay, so now same procedure whatever I have applied over the big M method procedure. So here also I am going to apply the same procedure to solve the problem, and finally we will see how to move into the two-phase method. So here, because these constants have given into the form of greater than equal to forms of inequalities, and we need to change these inequalities into the form of equation, so we need to subtract some variable. Here also it is in the same form, so we need to subtract some variable, and we have seen in previous videos, if we are going to subtract and these variables are called the surplus variable, or sometimes we call as a negative slack variable. So if once we have introduced the negative slack variable, it means we have to introduce some artificial variable. So now we have introduced the artificial variable here, a1 and a2 respectively. So here variables are x1 h2, s1 h2, a1 a2. These new variables have got introduced. Same procedure whatever I have seen into the big M method, that is also a simplex method. Here I am going to apply the same procedure to solve the problem by applying the two-phase method. So where we need to make the changes in big M method to convert into the two-phase method, just be concentrated and try to understand. It's very easy method. Now here whatever variables I have added here, we need to introduce 0s1 0s2 plus ma1 plus ma2. This variable have introduced here, plus ma1 plus ma1 plus ma2. Now because these questions have given into the form of minimizations, and in general if you are going to solve minimization types of the questions, if the objective function have given in this form, then these types of questions generally solved by applying either the big M method or by applying the two-phase method, or there are some certain method also we need to apply to solve the problem, but these two methods are very simple and very general method to solve the minimization types of the problem. And now we will see how to proceed. So now these constants now are going to be changed into the form of these equations, and now this is the new LPP. And if you are going to write this minimization into the maximization form, then you need to write like a max z. So if you are going to change minimization to maximization, just I am going to change z as a z star. Okay, then x1 plus x2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 plus ma1 plus ma2. Just have copied all the function here, and we are going to put the negative sign, so it will get changed from minimization to maximization, and subject to whatever the constraints have got changed into the form of equation. Just need to copy here 2x1 plus x2 minus s1 plus a1 is equal to 4, x1 plus 7x2 minus s2 plus a2 is equal to 7, x1 x2 a1 s1 s2 a1 a2, all variables must be greater than equal to 0. So now I am going to create a table. Now this procedure is going to be considered as a big M method procedure. So how to change this big M method into the two-phase method? Very simple. In first phase, so if you are going to write like this, if you are going to change this maximum z star is equal to minus x1 plus minus x2 minus 0 s1 minus 0 s2 minus m a1 minus m a2. So this objective function have got changed into the form of maximization. So this is the maximization types of the problem. Now we can proceed. So to change this big M method into two-phase method, very simple. We need to divide these two into two parts like this. There are two parts. Why we are going to divide these into two parts? Because these terms is going to be considered in phase 1 and these terms is going to be considered in phase 2. So initially we are going to make this term as a considerable, we can say is going to be 1 and this term is going to be 0. We are going to change these terms in the form of 0. 1 means we are going to consider the values of m is equal to 1, and here these all the terms we are going to change, means just multiply all these terms into 0. So this term will get into the form of 0. So now first we are going to consider m is equal to 1 and delete and erase this part and just consider this part to proceed for the phase 1, and later on we'll see for the phase 2. So okay, for phase 1 just I am going to consider this part. So now I am going to write the new objective function for phase 1. So new objective function for phase 1. So now going to apply phase PHASE phase. PHASE phase 1. For phase 1, now we are going to consider this objective function. So minus m. So m is going to be considered as a 1. So minus a1 minus a2. This is the objective function. This is the objective function at phase 1. So now m is equal to 1 and now going to start. In subject to, here we are not going to make any changes. So the constraints will be the same whatever we have given here. 2x1 plus x2 minus s1 plus a1 is equal to 4, x1 plus 7x2 minus s2 plus a2 is equal to 7, and all the variables x1 x2 s1 s2 a1 a2 must be greater than equal to 0. So now going to see how to draw the table. So this is our phase 1 and now going to draw the table for phase 1. Same procedure now going to apply. Whatever procedure have applied to solve the big M method. So here CB is the coefficient of basic variable, XB is a basic variable or basis, then B right hand side of the constants, then draw this table, and here write CJ. CJ is called coefficient of objective function. So here coefficient of objective function, here because we have made all these terms as a 0, so we can write the objective function like z star is equal to all these terms are 0. So 0 x1 plus 0 x2 plus 0 s1 plus 0 s2, because these terms are going to consider as a 0. Then this term minus a1 minus a2. So this is the new objective function. So now we are going to write, I am going to write in this way. So here first we need to write the variable is here x1 x2 S1, S2, S1, S2, A1, A2. Now going to solve the phase 1. So now phase 1 have started, and now we are proceeding according to their respective coefficient. So coefficient of objective function is 0, 0x1, 0x2, 0s1, 0s2, minus 1 a1, minus 1 a2. So now I am going to complete this phase 1. So this is the objective function at phase 1, and respective it's at the right hand side of the equation is 4 and 7. So now we are going to fill this table in this way, and similarly now going to fill this table by its respective coefficient. So 4, 2x1, 1x2, minus 1 s1, there is no s2, here a1, so a1 with coefficient 1, and a2, there is no a2, so this term 0. So now this one have filled into the table. Now complete. Next 1x1, 7x2, there is no s1, minus 1 s2, there is no a1, 1 a2. So now these terms have got completed, and all the variables must be greater than equal to 0, and this is the objective functions of phase 1. So phase 1 objective function are going to be considered here. So now phase 1 objective function, I am going to write here phase 1 objective function. So phase 1 objective function, max z star is equal to 0x1 plus 0x2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 minus a1 minus a2. Okay, so here phase 1 have got phase 1 objective functions have written in this way, and now initial table are now going to be created. So now here we will see which variables are going to be considered as a basic variable. So now simply we can see here this variable is going to create a unit matrix. So a1 and a2 is going to be created as a basic variable, and now we can proceed, and its coefficient minus 1 and minus 1. In big M method its coefficient was minus m and minus m. Now similar way we need to go for zj. To get the zj, simply we need to multiply this term to this term, minus 2 and minus 1, minus 2 minus 1, and add minus 2 minus 1 minus 3, minus 1 minus 7 minus 8, minus minus plus 1 0. So simply 1, minus 1 into 0 0, minus 1 plus 1, minus 1 into 1 minus 1, this 0, so minus 1, minus 1 into 0 minus 1, minus 1 into 1 minus 1. Just have copied here. Simply just multiply these two terms and add and write into zj. Then find cj minus zj. Very easy method. Same procedure whatever I have applied to solve the linear programming problem by applying the simplex method, by big M method. Now the same procedure are going to apply to solve the LPP by using two-phase method. So now we are going to proceed phase 1. So this is the procedure to get the solution at phase 1. So now going to proceed here. So Cj minus Zj. So 0 minus 3 plus 3, 0 minus 8 plus 8, 0 minus 1 minus 1, 0 minus 1 minus 1, minus 1 minus 1 0, and minus 1 minus 1 0. Now we can see these two are going to be considered as a basic variable. So basic variable Cj minus Zj will always be 0. Now here we have to move for the largest positive value. So this 8 is going to show the largest positive value. It means this column is going to be considered as a key column. So now key columns already have got. To find the key ratio, to find the key rows we need to move to get the ratio. So how to get the ratio here? Ratio same B and its respective key column elements. So 4 divided by 1, that is 4, and 7 divided by 7, this is 1. Out of these two, 1 is the least positive value. So now I am going to consider this row as a key row. So we have got key column and key rows, and intersection of key column and key rows is going to give the key elements. Now we have got the key elements. So our aim to make this 7 to 1 and its respective value to 0. So first we will change this 7 to 1. It means we need to divide this value by itself. Because we are going to divide this value by itself, we need to divide all this value by this key element value. So now I am going to change, I am going to write the next table. So here I have given CB, coefficient of basic variable, XB basic variable, B is the right hand side of the constraints, Cj is the coefficient of objective function, and now proceed in this way. Here x1, x2, s1, s2, a1, a2, these variables, and now we will see here what is the theta, and we will see either need to proceed next or no need to proceed. So here we will see. So what is the right hand side of the B? We will see here. So first we need to make the changes here, because where we are going to make the changes? In second row. Second row means here we need to divide this value by itself. Here there is no changes. So because here there is no changes, so just need to copy this value. Because here we are going to make the changes, it means x2 is going to enter into the basis and a2 is going to leave the basis. It means here at the position of a2, x2 is going to be written. So x2 is here and coefficient of x2 is 0. So now I am going to change this a2 as a x2 and divide this all these row values by key element value to get these values as a 1. So here 7 divided by 7, 1, 1 divided by 7, 1 by 7, 7 divided by 7, 1, 0 divided by 7, 0, minus 1 divided by 7, minus 1 by 7, 0 by 7, 0, 1 by 7 is called 1 by 7. Now we have got this particular row values. To get this value is a very simple because I have already introduced in many videos to just take its respective old values. So it's x2 is here and we are going to make the changes in a1, and a1 old values is here already have given 4, 2, 1, minus 1, 0, 1, 0, and put negative sign here and take a constant value. What values is going to be? Consider as a constant value. So just put here and multiply with new table values. So new table values means this is the new table values 1, 1 by 7, 1, 0, minus 1 by 7, 0 and 1 by 7. So which value is now going to be considered as a constant value, and where we are going to make the changes? Just need to start from B. So 1, 2, 3 at third we are going to make the changes. It means here we are going to make changes. It means now we already have got 1 to make this to consider this variable as a basic variable. It means at the x we need to find the unit matrix, and for the unit matrix 1 is already here, so we need to get 0. To get this value as B, just count from the B, 1, 2, 3 at third, 1, 2, 3. It means we need 0 here. So 1 minus 1, 0, 1 value will give 0. So just we need to put this 1 at all these common positions. So 4 minus 1, 3, 2 minus 1 by 7. So 7 into 2, 14, 14 minus 1, 13, 13 by 7. Now 1 minus 1, 0. Minus 1, 0, minus 1, here minus minus plus, plus 1 by 7, and here this is the 0, so 1 minus 0, 1, this term is 0, so 0 minus 1 by 7, minus 1 by 7. Just copy this term at their respective position. 3, 13 by 7, 0, minus 1, 1 by 7, 1 and minus 1 by 7. Now we fill this table. Once you complete this part, then we need to go to find the Zj. Same procedure is not going to be changed. To find the Zj, simple calculation, multiply this term. So minus 1 into 13 by 7, minus 13 by 7, 0 into this one, 0, minus 1 into 0, 0, 0 plus 0, 0. This one minus 1 into minus 1 plus 1, 0 into 0, 0, minus 1 into minus 1 by 7, minus 1 by 7. Second term is going to give the 0, so no need to add here. Minus 1 into 1, minus 1, minus 1 into this one, plus 1 by 7. Because second automatically will give the 0. If you multiply 0 with any values, result will be 0. So simply just multiply this term. So minus 0, minus minus plus, minus 1 by 7, minus and minus minus plus. So if you are going to see Cj minus Zj, to get the values of Cj minus Zj, same values, Cj minus Zj, same, simply Cj values just copy whatever here have given, 0, 0, 0, 0, minus 1, minus 1. So if you are going to subtract this one, 0 minus 0, it will give 13 by 7, 0 minus 0, 0, 0 minus this value minus 1, 0 minus this value plus 1 by 7, minus 1, minus 1, 0, and minus 1 by 7, minus 1 by minus 1, and minus 1 by 7. So if you take 7, minus 1, minus 8 by 7. So here we need to write minus 8 by 7. Simply we need to subtract minus 1, minus 1 by 7. So minus 1 by 7, 7, minus 7, minus 1, minus 8 by 7. So now simply we have got Cj minus Zj, and check here, all Cj minus Zj are going to give negative value or not. If not giving the negative value, it means we need to proceed for the table third. It's here 0, negative, 0, negative. These two values are not negative. It means we have to compare out of these two which one is going to give the largest positive value. This is one 13 by 7, this one 1 by 7. It means 13 by 7 is the largest positive value. So now here this column is going to enter into the basis, means variable is going to enter into the basis, x1 is going to enter, and now we will see which rows is going to which variable is going to leave the basis. So now we will see the ratio. So 3 divided by its respective key column elements, 13 by 7. It means 3 into 7 by 13, 21 by 13. So here we need to write 21 by 13, and simply 1 divided by 1 by 7, its respective key column elements. So 1 into 7 by 1, that is 7. So you need to write here 7. Here, because we have got the ratios and we need to compare which one is going to give the least positive value. So 21 by 13 and 7. It means here we are going to get least positive value. It means these rows is going to enter into the this rows variable is going to enter into the basis. It means a1 is going to leave the basis. So a1 is going to leave the basis and x1 is going to enter into the basis. So now we have decided which variable is going to leave, which variable is going to enter. Now, and here we already have got, this is the intersection point of key column and key rows. So this element is called key element. Now we have got all these values in this table. So because this table was the initial table and there is no use of now initial table, so table 1 will be considered as the old table, and now we are going to create a new table. So there is no use of this table. So now I am going to erase all the terms whatever are here. So now I have finished this table and going to create the new table. What is the new table? New table is here CB, XB, B, and at the upper layer Cj, coefficient of objective function. So now just copy x1, x2, s1, s2, a1, a2. Here we can say, because here which variable is going to enter? X1 is going to enter into the basis and a1 is going to leave the basis. So here we can say, okay, so we can delete here because no need to go for the calculation, that just takes a time. So we can start from the table 1 itself. Now we have not deleted, but here if you are going to delete, then it is easy to go for the further solution. So here if going to erase, then it's also okay. If you are not going to erase, then it's also okay. So it depends on our, but just will take the time to go for the calculation. Okay, no problem. I am not going to erase. Automatically it will get removed a1 and a2 from the here, because a1 and a2 is going to leave the basis. So automatically will get. So in the next table I will cut these two variables from the table. So now which variable is going to enter? X1 is going to take the position of a1 and its coefficient. X1 coefficient is 0, so I am going to write here 0. First just copy 0, 0, 0, 0, minus 1, minus 1. So here 0 and x1, and this one is not going to be changed. So here we are not going to make any changes, but where we are going to make, where we need the unit matrix, because 13 by 7 x1 already have entered into the basis, so we need to change these values into 1. So 13 by 7 we need to make these values to 1, so we need to divide this key element by itself and all its respective values by key element values. So 3 divided by 13 by 7, so 27 into 3, 21 by 13. If you divide this one to this one, automatically it's reciprocal rule. In the multiplication it will get reversed. So 7 into 3, 27, 21 divided by 13. So just have written here 13 by 7 divided by itself. So 1, 0 divided by this value 0, and minus 1 divided by this one, so it will get reverse. So 7 divided by 13, 1 divided by 7 divided by 1 divided by 7 divided by 13 by 7. It means it is going to be changed, and it will write as a 7 by 13. 7 cancel, so 1 by 13. So here we need to write 1 by 13. Very simple reciprocal rule. Just I am going to apply the reciprocal rule to change. And 3 divided by 1. This value divided by itself, 3 divided by this one. So minus 1 divided by, 1 divided by this one. So 7 by 13, and this one divided by this one, minus 1 by 13. So minus 1 by 13. If you divide this value minus 1 by 7, then 7 by 13, it will get reversed, minus 7 by 13. And in this stage, because already x1 and x2 already have entered into the basis, so no need to go for this calculation, because a1 and a2 already have leave the basis. So because there is no use, so now I am going to remove here, because it is just extra calculation. It is just going to take more time. So just we will erase here itself and go for the further solution, because a1 and a2 already have leave the basis, because here into the basis x1 and x2 already have entered. So just we need to go for this calculation, so it will save our time. So here and for this row the same procedure, we need to take its old value. Old value means the previous table, from the table 1. What was the value? From just start from the B. 1 by 7, 1 0, 1 by 7, 1 0, minus 1 by 7, because a1 and a2 already have removed from this table. Just put negative sign here and go for the constant value, will be written here, and go for the multiplication of new value. So here new value is 21 by 13, 1 0, minus 7 by 13, 1 by 13. Which values is going to be considered as a constant value. So here, because here we already have got 1, we need to make changes here 0. It means if you are starting from the B, so 1 and 2, at second position we need to make these values as 0. So 1 by 7 already here, so 1 by 7 if you are going to put here, so automatically this value will be 0. So this 1 by 7 is a constant value. We need to write here in all the boxes 7, 3, minus 3 by 13, 1 minus 3 by 13. So 13, 10 by 13. 13, 1 into 13, 13 minus 3, 10, 10 by 13. Here 0, and here this term 0, 1. Here minus plus 7 is going to be cancelled. Minus plus 1 by 13. Here minus 7, so this term can just go for the calculation, because if any calculation will get mistakes, then our final result will not be perfect. So here minus 13 minus 1, minus 13 minus 1, minus 14 by 91. So minus 14 by 91. I am right. Minus 1 by 7, minus 7 by 7 into 13, 7 into 13, so 7 cancel, minus 13 minus this cancel, minus 14 by 13. Okay, I am right. So now we already have got this value, just copy this value to here. So 10 by 13, 0, 1, 1 by 13, minus 14 by 91. Now we have got this value. Now for Zj we need to move for Zj. So simply here same procedure, nothing new, all are, we did this procedure many times. Zj 0 into 0, 0 into 0, it means Zj all the times will be 0 because we have got these two values 0. If you are going to multiply with 0 with any values, automatically the result will be 0. So Cj minus Zj, what will be the result for Cj minus Zj? Cj minus Zj means 0 minus 0, 0, 0 minus 0, 0, 0 minus 0, 0, 0 minus 0, 0. So now we have got the Cj minus Zj. It means now we can stop here to get the result of Cj minus Zj. All values are either 0 or negative, so all values we have got already 0. So phase 1 is not going to show because here we got the condition fulfilled. Because what was the condition? Condition was very simple. If we will get where we are going to get Cj minus Zj less than or equal to 0, just we have to stop the procedure. So now here Cj minus Zj is less than equal to 0, so all are equal to 0. So now I am going to stop here. Now phase 1 is over, phase 1 is got completed. So phase 1 now going to stop here at phase 1. Now going to move to phase 2. For phase 2 I already have introduced, because here we have made changes, these terms to 1 and this term to 0. So here simply we are going to see this term is going to show the 0, this term is going to show the 1. Now the next time we are going to make this term to 0 and this term to 1. It means in the previous question, in the question, if you are going to see max Z star is equal to minus x1 minus x2 plus 0 s1 plus 0 s2 like this, minus a1 minus a2. These types of, generally we have got the objective function. So now we are going to make changes, we are going to make this term to 0. It means we are having this objective function now. So now we are now going to move for the phase 2. Phase 2, just we need to copy this table as it is. So now here we need to write Cb same, just for the clarity I am going to write here phase 2, and I am going to start from in front of this one. Cb xb b, then x1 x2 s1 s2, because these terms, second terms already have got 0, so no need to write the same term. Here I am going to write the Cj. So coefficient of objective function from this objective function, from the new objective function for the phase 2, we can see simply minus 1 0 0, because these terms already have cancelled in phase 2. Phase 1 these terms have considered, and in phase 2 these terms is going to be cancelled. Now rest of the term just copy it. So in front of b, 21 by 13, 10 by 13, just copy, simple, just copy all these value. 1 0 minus 7 by 13, 1 by 13, 0 1 1 by 13, minus 14 by 91. So we have got this value. Here we can see simply what is the coefficient, because which variable is going to give the unit matrix? X1 and x2 is going to give the unit matrix. It means x1 and x2 is going to be considered as a basic variable here also, and its coefficient is minus 1 and minus 1. Now, so from table phase 1 we have already moved to phase 2. So here we need to find Zj. Very simple, same procedure. We need to multiply minus 1 into 1. Minus 1, this term will be 0. So minus 1 into 0, 0. This term minus 1 into this one, 7 by 13, minus plus 7 by 13, and minus plus minus 1 by 13. Simply minus plus 7 by 13 and minus plus minus, simply minus, just need to add these two terms. So 6 by 13. So just need to write here 6 by 13. Minus 1 into 1 by 13, minus 1 by 13, and minus plus 114 by 91. If you are going to solve this one, minus 7 plus 14 is equal to 7 by 91. So we can write here 7 by 91. Very simple to go for the calculation. This is just a basic calculation. There is nothing else. If you are going to find Cj minus Zj, then we will check either it is going to satisfy the condition of Cj minus Zj less than or equal to 0 or not. If it is not going to satisfy, then we will move for the next table. So Cj minus Zj, minus 1, this one 0, minus 1, 0, 0 minus this term 6 by 13, 0 minus this one minus 7 by 91. It means now these conditions now is going to satisfy Cj minus Zj less than or equal to 0 term, because these terms is either 0 or less than 0. It means we no need to proceed for the next table. So now here I am going to, because here Cj minus Zj condition is going to be satisfied, so here need to stop. So once the Cj minus Zj condition is going to satisfied, then we need to stop the procedure to move into the next table. So now here I am going to stop the procedure, and now what is the solution here? We can see simply in front of x1 we can say there is the value of 21 by 13, in front of x2 that is the value of 10 by 13. So to find the z, first we need to find the z maximum, because z maximum already I have given here. Z maximum, if you are going to see from the question, I have given mean minimum z is equal to x1 plus x2. This term already I have given into the z. So if here we can write directly also z minimum is equal to x1 plus x2. If we are going to add this one, 21 by 13 plus 10 by 13, 21 by 13, 10 by 13, so it will give 31 by 13. Am I right? There? Yeah. x1, x2. We have got this value 21 by 13, 10 by 13. So x1, x2 already here, and x1, x2 31 by 13. So this is the solution of